everybody, and welcome back to BBQC Recaps. Sorry, I've been absent for a while. I was like literally drowning under work. No, my schedule made it such that I had to work for the past 2 weeks, but now I'm back. My schedule allows me to review those Big Brother recaps. So we're back. This was a really sad episode by the end of it. Honestly, I was expecting Tiffany to go like haywire and to just be like, you know what, freak it. Let me just keep Claire because that's better for my game in the end. Because let's be honest, the cookout is pretty pissed this week. So what are the chances of Tiffany staying longer in this game? Probably very low unless she plays her cards really, 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 really well. But I was so sad for Claire by the end of it because I've always told you guys on this channel that I freaking love Claire. And I've been liking Claire from the beginning. And the fact that she took this like a champ breaks my heart even more for her because by the way guys, we're not at $500,000 like the previous years. We're at $750,000. Okay, that's close to $1 million. So becoming almost a millionaire with just Big Brother, that hurts. That hurts when you literally have no control as to why. You literally have no control, right? You can't play a better game because it's literally because of your skin color that you're not winning this year for the white people. But for the black people, it's always been like that. But it was just implicit and not explicit. And what hurts this year is the fact that it's explicit. That's why it's so shocking. You know what I mean? But usually it's always been implied that the POC were outside of the major alliance. Remember BB23, how awkward it was when Kemi, Ovi and David Alexander were evicted all at once, all together, all in Camp Comeback. So it basically happened in other seasons. It was just implicit. So Philly, I'm so happy, Philly, that you said hi. But yeah, we'll see you next week. We're doing a live stream next week. Even if my schedule is busy, this live stream is gonna happen. This live stream is happening even if I'm busy. Tomorrow we're not doing tomorrow's double eviction. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Double eviction. Joshua, I said Joshua. It says Josh, but I assume that your name is Joshua. I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in weeks. Been a while, been a very long while. So sorry, I've been because I'm so important. I'm such a busy person. I'm too important. Alec, you better start watching Love Island and OD to be part of this crew. Still a lot to be, to continue on with this journey. We're waiting for you. You want to make me watch Opposite Worlds? I want you to watch at least Occupation Double. If you don't watch Love Island, fine, but Occupation Double, gotta watch. It's only 30 minutes 30 minutes from Monday to Thursday, and then on Sunday it's like an hour and a half, so it's not that big of a commitment. What's 30? It's not even 30 minutes during the week, it's just 20 minutes, so you better watch it. Josh says, I didn't see the most recent episode, but I see X and Derek F up in the thumbnail. I think I'm putting two and two together. No way she just broke up the cookout. No, she hasn't actually. But that was so what happened? Let me give you a really, really short summary. So the only people in the house that are left that are not part of the cookout are Alyssa and Claire, right? So this week's plan for the cookout was very clear. If Claire would be the target this week, so Kylan would have to win HOH. Well, anyone from the cookout would have to win HOH, but Tiffany, because Claire is the target. But then Tiffany was being very stubborn during the competition and she decided not to throw it and to actually win it. So because Tiffany was HOH, she didn't put Claire on the block, obviously, but that was the cookout target. She had to put Alyssa and Xavier on the block. Surprise, surprise, not so surprised because I had a feeling it was going to happen, but Alyssa wins a power veto. So the only replacement nominee possible that is not part of the cookout is Claire. So Tiffany had a hard choice to make between Claire and the cookout. So she ended up choosing the cookout, but, not necessarily the best, for her game. Not necessarily the best decision. So that's that. Alec, hi, BB, and bye-bye, Claire. No, I freaking love Claire. I'm so freaking sad. It makes me sad because she can't even fight for her game. You know what I mean? There's nothing Claire can do because it's beyond game at this point, and that's what breaks my heart for her. Y'all know I've loved Claire from the beginning. So from live stream number one on Big Brother 23, I was like, I don't know why, that for some reason I freaking love Claire, and I love her even more tonight because she said other people would not understand, but I get it. Oh, it really breaks my heart because I freaking love her. I can't say it enough. No, Josh, she put up Claire and X. Yeah, Claire and Xavier. No, let me go quickly with the comments. So Josh says, "Oh crap. I know she really wanted to keep Claire. Yes, she did, but she did not have to win HOH. Had she not won HOH, because in the end it was her and Kylan left. And Kylan was like, yo, bro, why aren't you throwing this HOH to me? Because if you throw me the HOH, I'm gonna put up Claire and you won't have to do it." But the thing is, I do get why Tiffany kind of did it because she needs to build up her resume. And right now, it's looking like Kylan is winning every single competition. Like, if Kylan gets to the end, he's basically winning this game because he's won so many HOHs. And it's unfortunate because I feel like Xavier was a better player than Kylan. But Kylan has more to his resume, and that's the thing. That's the problem for Xavier's game. Alex said she threw her game into the toilet bowl, really. But then again, remember what Xavier said? Xavier said that if he gets to the end with Tiffany and Hannah, let me open this light on stop. Okay, he said if he gets to the end with Tiffany and Hannah, he would have a much stronger resume than them. So in the house, maybe the people perceive Tiffany as not having that great of a game, but from the outside world, we see all the work that Tiffany has put in. And to me, honestly, in the cookout, I feel like Tiffany deserves to win the most. But her game hasn't been perfect, and I know she could get evicted really quickly. I know she could get evicted really quickly once only the members of the cookout are left, you know? So that's the thing. That's from the outside world, she looks like the best player, but then again, she made herself a big target by going rogue this week, you know? BB Bean, hey BB Bean. I saw that you had videos on different languages. French? Yeah, because I don't know if you know, we're from Quebec here, so we speak Quebec, Canada. I don't know if you're from the US or Canada. So we speak French. So basically, I have this live stream is on two channels. There's BB Recaps, which is going to be my English language channel, and there's Big Brother QC Recap, which is my French language channel. So on the French language channel, I do also review shows that are in Quebec here in French. If you want to learn French, you can watch those videos, you can watch those shows and have fun with us and try to like keep up with what we're watching. But basically, Occupation Double is a pretty iconic show in Quebec. It's like the main reality show in Quebec. Now they started Love Island. Well, actually, Sunday is going to be the first episode of Love Island Quebec. So that too is going to be part of the roster. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if there's that much to say about Love Island unless there's a lot of drama. Usually, I don't know, I've watched season 2 of the USA Love Island, and it wasn't that good. There wasn't that much to say. Even the season was good, but even at that, I didn't have that much to say. So we'll see if I keep up the Love Island reviews, Love Island Quebec. But yeah, feel free to learn French, you know, we're here. Hope to see X and Kai in final 2. I honestly don't know who would win if it came down to that. I feel like maybe Kylan has a better resume. Kylan has more friends, right? As part of the jury, he has Sarah Beth, he has Claire, who he was part of the Queen's Alliance, Queen's team with. I know Brittany doesn't like Kylan, so maybe in terms of Brittany, no. Derek X, I don't know who he has more respect for. I kind of feel like Kylan would have more chances based on who's in the jury. But yeah, but it's weird because I don't know if it's because the thing is, Xavier and Kylan have similar games, but the thing is, Xavier is more articulate about the way he sees his game. So for us as the public, we feel like Xavier is the better player. But in terms of game moves in the game, can Xavier say that he's done more than Kylan? Not exactly sure, to be honest. Or maybe he could explain the whole thing of throwing competitions and he was able to win, didn't want to make himself a target. I don't know. I personally would vote for Xavier, like as an outsider looking at Big Brother. But if you're an insider, I'm not sure. If you're an insider, I'm not sure that you see Xavier as having a better game. And also, people don't know that he's a lawyer. That's another thing, right? So I feel like if people were to have that information in the end and realize, oh my God, he's been playing double agent this whole time, maybe he would have a better chance at winning because people would see like, oh my God, you really concealed the fact that you were a lawyer. Does that make any sense? Josh says, I hate to say it, but I'm glad Christy didn't get cast and Claire did. Me too. I freaking love Claire. I freaking love Claire. So like I don't know anything about Christy, but I'm happy we had Claire because she literally Claire is one of my favorite players. It's just her aura. I think it's just Claire's aura. I can't tell you what she's done in the game. She was pretty safe. Like she's been safe up until jury, right? Because she won that thing. She's been like Tiffany's puppy, so she hasn't done much for her own game. But just her whole vibe is just like so cool. There's just something about Claire that's like really cool. BB Bean says Claire understood the mission. Yes, she understood the assignment. Oh my god, that's the thing. Claire understood the assignment. That's what we love about her. Production edited the episode well to explain the mission. I think honestly, all the house knows what's going on. I feel like people think that the cookout is concealed, but when we saw last week we saw the what's it called, the jury segment with Derek X. I feel like Derek X understands what's happening. Everyone in the house understands what's happening. Even Alyssa said it, right? That, oh shit, there are no more white men in the house. I think everyone knows what's going on. Even if they don't think it's been done explicitly, I think they know implicitly that because of the whole like social climate, it would be very inappropriate to put two black people one against the other. So I do think the house knows about the cookout, but unofficially they understand what's going on, because you cannot be in the house and see that you're the only white person and not put two and two together. To me, it doesn't make sense. You look at jury, they're all POCs or women. That's it, you know? So I think everyone knows the mission. Alex says Tiffany was the best player and now she ruined everything. But the thing is, I'm not sure if the house understood that she was a good player. That's the thing. And now she does have one more thing on her resume, but she's made herself a target to the rest of the house. Asa doesn't like her. Biggie doesn't like her. Xavier is so annoyed by her. Kylan wanted to bring her final two, but now I think he's realizing that she's in it for herself and that she could cut him, you know? Oh yeah, and I want to talk about something that happened last week. You know, when Alyssa made her pitch, I was like, you know what, Alyssa, your pitch is super great. The fact that she would have more jury votes against Alyssa than anyone else. But the thing is, one thing Alyssa has not said in her pitch is that all the more reason, because Alyssa would not get a lot of votes against Tiffany, this is all the more reason Alyssa would target Tiffany. So you do have to think about that. You have to think about, when you choose someone to go to the finale, you need to have a great balance of someone you would have enough votes to beat. But if you would beat them by a landslide, there's a risk that if you keep them in the game, they would want to target you out of this game. So that was really tricky for Tiffany, and that's why Tiffany could not go with Alyssa, because Tiffany would obviously be one of Alyssa's targets, you know? Yes, Tiff could have avoided nominating Claire. Yes, but at the same time, you know, when that victory is so freaking close, you know? Tiffany was like, I don't think she expected to win that competition, and then when she got so close to winning it, she was like, yo, fuck it. I'm winning this shit. I want to add this to my resume. One HOH twice. So yeah, Sasu said, hey Sasu, it's been a while. Oh lol, why do you have this profile picture of Wendy Williams? Don't lol. Not us being here while there's an electoral debate, lol, but I'm gonna watch it je vais le regarder en différé. I usually always watch them, mais on va le regarder en différé. It's on YouTube. Oh my god, that's so true. No, mais c'était pendant, it was during the Big Brother episode, so it was like I had no choice. I had to watch Big Brother, you know. Big Brother's on my schedule. Y'all cannot rule my schedule like that for no reason, you know. Not an electoral debate. And also, I'm not gonna talk politics, but I already know who I'm voting for, you know. I already know who I'm voting for. For me, it was a moot point. The debate is not gonna change anything. So yeah, but not gonna publish my you know, political views, you know. But it's like build them. I'm sorry guys, this is so nasty. But yeah, so yeah, not us being here doing an electoral debate. But yeah, that's not fait, BB. That's not fait. What do you mean? Oh, not fair. What is not fair? What is not fair? Can you reiterate? What was I talking about? What is not fair? Josh says, yeah, I was annoyed in the past about all the I was annoyed in the past about the All Black Alliance. Yeah, I remember that we had discussed it in the first episode, but now I realize how it feels due to this season. It's hard to explain, but I'm all for it now. I see what you mean. Now that you see the way it hurts Claire and how like you feel powerless, and now when you backtrack to other previous seasons and you realize that that's how POC people have felt, ostracized and all. Remember BB21, where you had what's it called, Kemi, Ovi, David, all people from camp come back. And let's not forget, it's not only that they were ostracized, but it was the fact that Jack was literally using racial slurs and he was imitating monkeys to talk about David. Like, he was allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, but he was literally being racist, for real, allegedly. But so that's how it feels to be ostracized, and it hurts because it was explicit. The cookout really decided to band together because of their race, but usually it's always the case. You always have the white people together. Remember level 6, the only person who was level BB20 was a very diverse house, but for some reason level 6, other than Casey, who was half white, half Filipino, all white alliance. You know what I mean? And the rest of the house was like the mixed group alliance. So all that to say that there's always like, even when you have a diverse group of people in the house, the white people always end up being together. BB22 was the same thing, right? All the white people were together, and then all the POCs, Davon, Kaser, Janelle was not a POC, but she was part of the POC group. Bailey, David was on the out. So every single season, you always have the white people out, the people of color outside of the white alliance, the dominant alliance, let's just say. So yeah, so it's hard when it's explicit, but it's basically what we've been saying all those years. Like, why are people of color always excluded? And it really is not fun to see it happen. I'm not enjoying this. I'm happy the cookout. Look, I'm happy the cookout is still together. I'm really happy that they made their statement, and they have a lot of problems. A lot of them hate each other, but they still decided, you know what, for the culture, we're staying together. And that takes a lot of courage, because I have to admit, I don't know if I would have flipped at some point. Maybe at some point I would have wanted to flip, So I commend them for doing that, but it's very painful for me to watch. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's so painful for me to see this, because ultimately I see color, but when I think of Claire, I don't think of her as a white woman. I literally think of her as someone that I like. So it pains me to see her cry like that and to see her feel helpless, it made me so emotional. I wanted to tear at the end, because I was like, damn. TE, I'm so happy to see you. Welcome to the club, TE. I think it's the first time we see you in those weeks of live streaming. Azah was supposed to win. When Kai didn't drop for Azah, Tiff didn't trust him and stayed on. Oh, interesting. So Kai was supposed to drop as well, right? So they're all blaming Tiffany for not dropping, but why didn't he drop for Azah? Once Alyssa was out of the competition, there was really no reason to stay on the block. Once Alyssa and Claire, actually Claire was a secret HOH, so Claire couldn't win HOH. And once Alyssa and Claire were out of the competition, there's no reason for Kai to stay that long. So yeah, he was doing too much. So yeah, I agree. So it's not all Tiffany's fault, right? It just sucks, because I think from Xavier's perspective, it just sucks because he did not want to be nominated for a third time in a row. Because even if you're on the block, right, and you feel like your allies are here for you, you never know what could happen. And even in this scenario, imagine if Claire would have won the veto and used it on Alyssa. Xavier would have been screwed. You know what I mean? So you never know. So I understand Xavier's frustration. But yeah, it's true that Kylan has a piece of blame to take, because he's the one who should have dropped in the competition and let Azah win. But then again, like, yeah. She's been trying. But it's not enough to try. You actually have to win in Big Brother, it's not enough to try. So that's that. Josh says it may sound bad saying that I was against it. No, I remember that we did discuss it, and me too, to a certain extent. I could understand someone being against it, because ultimately the, let's say, the cure to racial inequalities is not to like do unto others what you've been like. It's not like the key to solving, let's say, the racism problem is not to be discriminatory against white people, and that's what it may seem like at first glance. It may seem like a discriminatory against white people alliance, but it's not. It's really black people sticking together. But I understood what you meant, and I understand, right? It, even me as a black person, I love the cookout. I'm rooting for the cookout, but it does make me uncomfortable as well. So I do know where you're coming from. So there is no judgment on my end. But we need to dig deeper and understand why the cookout is happening. It's because of a history. Now that we understand the history, we know why the cookout happens, and it's making me uncomfortable, but I agree with the cookout, if that makes any sense. So I'm uncomfortable, but I agree with it. It was only because I just want it to be a fair season. Now it's pretty diverse, but now I think the cookout is something that I think just needed to be done. It needs to be done this season, and I really hope that next season we really stop that race thing. I hope that everyone could just like align with people that they love, because remember in BB22, Davon had to save Davon was unlucky. She didn't have people like the members of the cookout. Davon had a David Alexander. And David Alexander is not here for the culture. But those cookout members are here for the culture. So the cookout could have been very risky, right? If you had a person like David Alexander, cookout would not have worked. So yeah. So it's just they got lucky. Yeah. So that's I see your point. I see where you were. We talked about it in the first live stream. So I get where you're coming from. They lacked the lack of drama this year, actually, there is none. Yo, literally, like tell me why sometimes I was forgetting about Big Brother. Literally, like on Sundays, sometimes well, actually I'm not home, but sometimes I would just forget that there was Big Brother because I'm just like, okay, the cookout is sailing through. Now, hopefully, with the double eviction, well, the double eviction, they're probably going to target Alyssa, but hopefully in the second double eviction, we'll see a lot of drama going on. So yeah. But yeah, this season was not the best. It's not memorable. It's not. I feel the thing is, like I said, I've been saying that for a few weeks now. It's just because we know the Big Brother formula by heart. We know that the major alliance has control over all of the votes, and that they will sail through all the way till the end unless they decide to go against one another. The reason why I like Big Brother 16 is because Big Brother 16, they had a dominant alliance, but for some reason, they always went after each other. So that's what was funny. One week it was, oh, can't deal with, no. First it was Devin, we can't deal with Devin. Then they couldn't deal with Zach, but they still decided to keep Zach. They hated on Frankie on a week, but then Frankie still stayed because he pleaded. Every single week they were against their own members, but for some reason after they would change their minds, they went after Caleb, and then they were like, oh, we can't keep Caleb because if we keep Caleb, he's gonna protect what's her name, Amber. But then they changed their mind. Like, it was so funny. That I like BB16. It's the first season that I watched live, knowing what Big Brother was. Alex says, Sassou, j'ai enregistré le débat. Elections are my second Big Brother. Oh yeah, it's true. You like politics, but it's on YouTube anyways, so you'll be able to see it. You don't have to record it. You don't have to record it. Sasu says, hi, Alec. I'm happy we're reunited. Alex says, was not fair to force me to watch Occupation Double. Lol. Bro, you have to at least try it. Okay, you know what? I would tell you to watch Occupation Double Afrique du Sud, because that was the best season of Occupation Double. And if you don't like the best season, then don't watch it. But it was a good season, so I would urge you to watch it. It's on nouveau.com. It's still available. So watch Occupation Double season Afrique du Sud. Please, please, please. So you could be part of this Quebec movement. Because basically what everyone's going to be talking about this winter, not this winter, this fall in Quebec, is going to be Occupation Double. So you might as well be part of the club. Josh says, I kind of felt like Memphis was being a little racist towards David. Memphis was allegedly, to me, it was like a microaggression. He hated David for no reason. And to me, it was a big part of it. He was saying that it was because David was a rookie and he wasn't a real Big Brother player. But Memphis, like, Zan won your season. Like, you didn't win. So I don't know why Memphis is that cocky. I don't know why, but it just got that feeling. Me too, we all got that feeling because he would treat him like a little boy, like an unimportant little boy. But we know that Memphis and Christmas are not all the way, you know, they both have hints of, you know, not gonna accuse anyone of anything, but you could read my mind what I think of Memphis and Christmas. Just that the biggest fight was when Christian found out DX was putting him on the block. That was the biggest fight of the season. Yeah, literally the most exciting week, and that's why I love freaking Derek. But yeah, other than that, there was nothing exciting. There was maybe the Frenchie stuff, but even at that, it wasn't that exciting. No, this season was like pretty uneventful. And Mao, the gang all here. Yes, we're all here. Okay, so let me talk about the episode quickly. There wasn't that much, but let's go through it. So Alyssa and Xavier are on the block because Tiffany went rogue. We talked about that. X is super pissed, and his whole plan in his head was basically to save Alyssa and force Tiffany to choose between the cookout and Claire. Honestly, I feel like it could have backfired on Xavier because you can't force her. I feel like the best thing that happened to Xavier was for Alyssa to win because now Xavier wasn't backed up into a corner and forced to make Tiffany take that decision. So I'm glad. No, wait. I'm sad that we didn't get to see that drama happen. But at the same time, that was the best alternative for Xavier's game because you cannot do that. I think Tiffany would call his bluff. Because at this point, if her back is against the wall, it literally means that the cookout is not here for her and doesn't have her back. So she might as well keep someone who actually likes her. Honestly, Tiffany could have put up like Kyland because he's one of the biggest threats to win this game. So yeah. Sasu said, we're going to talk about Tiff and Kai allegedly doing stuff to... How old is Kyland? She's like 40. Alleged? What? Kylan and Tiffany shock fans with cuddle session. I'm Googling it. Oh my god. Oh, he's 20. Oh, for some reason I thought he was younger. He's 29. Okay, it's not bad. He's 29, she's 40. That's cool. I feel like at 29, it's cool. Like, it's so, okay. I thought Kylan was like 23 for some reason. Oh shit, homeboy is like same age as me. I thought he was younger than me for some reason. Oh, he's such a, like, he's so young feeling. Oh, they're all they're all old. I think even Xavier is like 30 or 29. Wait, let me see Xavier. How old is Xavier? I think Xavier is younger. Xavier is 27. Why did I think Xavier was 30? So you mean to tell me Xavier is younger than Kyland? I thought it was the opposite. Oh my god, I'm in shock. I'm literally in shock. Tiffany is what? Tiffany is 40. Yo, me realizing that people who are in their 40s were born in the 80s. That's like baffling to me. Aza is 30 years old? How is Aza 30? I thought she was like 24. What in the millennial is going on here? I thought Aza was like 24 years old. How is she 30? How is everyone like in their 30s? How? Okay, me realizing, okay, they feel to me, they're much younger than me. Oh, I'm surprised. We're all the same age. Tiff and Kai, isn't Tiff married and Kai? I don't know about Kai being gay, but Tiffany, I thought she was a single mom from what I thought, so I'm not sure about that. Josh said, dang, you look young too. You know what it is? I feel like someone said it so nicely, put it so nicely on TikTok, but I feel like people who are young feel like 30-year-olds are like people with kids and like a ton of wrinkles. But it's like when you compare 25 to 30, it's not that big of a difference, right? 25 to 30. So that's why it would make sense that people who are 30 look like they're 25. But yeah, but even me, I personally in my brain, it's not registering that I'm an almost 30-year-old. It just doesn't compute. Oh, Sasu being shady. Sasu said, nah, Aza looks 30. Really? But maybe because she's my age and like I'm gonna tell you guys, when you get to my age, you always feel like you look young. The number of people my age who have told me, yeah, but I'm look young, so I'm okay. And I look at them and I'm like, guys, we look 30. It's just that we're so used to seeing our faces. And also television, because old people are always playing young people. That's why we feel like we look young. But no, I don't know if you guys have watched Gossip Girl, the new edition of Gossip Girl, the remake. But that girl, JC Julian Calloway, she is like 28 years old, and she's playing a 16-year-old. So they're always making these old people play teenagers, and that's why we feel like as 30-year-olds that we look young, but we don't. It's just because TV is always showing 30-year-olds playing teenagers. It's like in what's that show called? Not a show, that movie. To All the Boys I've Loved Before. The older sister is like in her 30s. Like they literally made a 30-year-old woman born in the 80s, 89 to be precise, play an 18-year-old in the first movie. Where does that make sense? I even this guy in what's the other show? Never Have I Ever as well. Taquito? What Taquito Hall? What was his name? Paxton. Paxton is a whole 30. Wait. Never have I ever. Have I ever. How old was Paxton? I just want to see how old is Paxton in real life, you know? Never have I ever. Darren Barnett. 91, bro. This guy is like 30 years old, man. April 1991. Paxton is 30-year-old. Even that other girl, they're all 30 years old. They're all. I'm so done with TV shows, teenage TV shows, picking 30-year-olds to play those in those TV shows. Claire's not dumb though. She's working on multiple sympathy votes. That's smart. For sympathy votes from the cookout. Oh. So maybe there's a chance she stays, but I know the cookout wouldn't risk it. The cookout wouldn't risk it. I know they wouldn't. Let me guess. Derek F is like 96. 96, the year 1996. Derek F. I think he's in. Derek F is also 29 years old. So they're all basically 29 to 37, 29 to 27, 27 to 29. Who else? I think Derek X was younger. He was 24. Yeah, Derek X and Hannah are younger. I think Hannah is just 21. Yeah, Hannah is like the youngest. She's like 21. I think Claire's also 29, if I'm not mistaken. No, Claire's 25. Okay. Alyssa's young. Yeah, Alyssa's 24. Christian, how old is Christian? 23. Brent, 28. Yeah, the cast is pretty old. Good for Big Brother. Picking old people to be on Big Brother. Yet you had MySpace. Yup. We the old gang here. Before, like, Facebook was not a thing when I was in high school. I started high school in 2004. So, yeah, 2004. 2004 to 2009. That's when I was in high school. So, I'm an old bitch, you know? Josh says, I'm 18, and I'm not going to lie. I thought you were, like, in your mid-20s. I'm still in my mid-20s because I'm in between 20 and 29. So, it's still in the mid of the 20s. I sadly to a vote. Yo, Derek F is doing too much. I thought the Zingbot would zing him on that. Sasu said, it's a sign. BB is going to be on BB Can 10. Yo. We hope. We hope. Yo, I didn't even audition. I'm such a procrastinator for that. I'm such a procrastinator. Hi, BB. How are you? Yo, Cedric, we're so happy to have you here. Cedric, are you going to watch Love Island? Are you going to watch Ode? Are you going to be here with us? Josh Cohen said, I'm going to be the first winner of Big Brother winner in the 2000s. Unless Hannah wins. Is Hannah born in the Hannah is 21, so she would be born in 2000, no? If Hannah is 21, she's born in the 2000s, so maybe you would be if Hannah wins, but Hannah's not winning. Let's be honest. Hannah's not winning. Dude, I was born in 2003. Holy. Bro, I was born in the early 90s. Holy. Not as old as BB10. Damn, this season. Not as old as BB10. What do you mean, BB10? Not as old. Yeah. Yo, we're rooting. We're rooting for us to be on BB10, but I gotta stop procrastinating and send my tape. I don't know what I would say. Nah, I hope Hannah don't. I mean, it's not that I hope she does it. I just know she won't, because if she's against Tiffany, Tiffany wins. If she's against Kylan, Kylan wins. If she's against Xavier, she wins. Maybe against Azza and Big D, but that's it. Like, Hannah is not winning anything against. By the way, BB, I say your videos on Love Island, and you're right about the black women. En plus, you know the thing about Love Island and the black women is that I didn't even put Love Island USA, because the same trend happened in Love Island USA. And I don't watch Love Island Australia, but I would assume it would be the same. It's literally like a pattern. The black woman is always the last one. And it's damn, like y'all really calling us ugly like that? Like damn, y'all are rude. Cedric, I don't know why, but to me you're black. I don't know why, I just assume you're black in my mind. I just always assume, but now I realize that your profile pic says nothing. BB10 cast older cast, probably because maybe the fans of Big Brother have been older over time. So yeah, of course I'm listening to OD and Love Island. Yes, mais Love Island pour de vrai, it's such a yo. This summer I watched both Love Island USA and Love Island UK. It's so much because Love Island in UK is literally 6 days a week, and Love Island USA is like 5 days a week, 1 hour every episode, and some episodes are like 1 hour and a half. So it's a huge commitment. And yeah, at least OD is like 20-30 minutes per episode. Josh said, I told Frenchie in one of his live streams that I'm gonna finish what the Showman's Killer started. What how are you gonna finish? You're gonna win this season? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to say? The Showman's Killer didn't last really long, huh? It only lasted 2 weeks. Sasu said, shout out to Cash and Cinco. Yo, I ship Cash and Cinco. Like, I freaking love them together. The thing is, I don't know why everyone was on my channel, BB Recaps. I did a video about it, but I don't know why everyone was against, Cinco. Because Cinco didn't do anything in my eyes. To me, Cinco was just like, the girls were like, yo, you need to choose ASAP. And Cinco was like, yo, I don't know who to choose. I barely know you guys. You guys are forcing me to make a decision. And in the end, he was going back and forth because it was too quick for him to make a decision, you know? So I'm Team Cinco, and I love that they met at the airport. I feel like they did it on purpose. There's no way you meet someone randomly at the airport. I think they did it on purpose. Let's pray for Gracia. Yo, Cedric, Gracia was on a souper presque parfait, and she gave us a really good show on a souper pas un souper presque parfait, sorry, à table avec mon ex. So I'm thinking she's gonna give us a good show on Love Island. She's going to give us entertainment. She better. I believe in her. Google à table avec mon ex, Papi Melv and Gracia, and you'll see they gave us a good show on that episode. Elmao, Josh, what if you ended up on a showman's? I know, right? You can't say no. You can't say no to a showman. That does not happen. If you find love, you go for that love. Haha, yes, I'm black. Yeah, I don't know why. Something about you. I just knew you were black. If I end up in a showman's, you can stab me with a fork. No, because maybe you'll be able to find the love of your life and have a baby and be like a third, and have the third couple having Big Brother. Actually, the fourth. Wait, there's fifth. Wait, there's what's it called? Jeff and Jordan. There's Dominique and Danielle. There's Rachel and Brendan, and there's what's her name? The Brazilian girl, Jessica Graff, and that guy, and Cody. So far we have 4 couples from Big Brother that have babies, and Vic and Nicole could have another baby. So we don't know. Yo, you could have Big Brother babies. That would be exciting. Well, don't do it, Josh. Don't worry, Josh. Don't do it. Wait. Well, do it. Don't worry, Josh. Lol. Cédric said, à table avec mon ex avec Papi Melv. Yes. C'est elle la fille qui était avec Papi Melv. So Papi Melv was with the girl Gracia. If you rewatch the episode, j'ai reconnu tout de suite. I was like, because those people gave me entertainment. So as soon as I saw her portrait, I was like, this is the girl from À table avec mon ex. By the way, À table avec mon ex était scripté. Elle et Melv a jamais date. Yeah. Papi Melv and what's his name? Chris Negroski. They did a video where he broke down. So Papi Melv and Chris Negroski did a video where they broke down all of that episode and how it was staged and all. I think it was staged by them, but not by production. If I makes any sense. Swaggy and Bailey next, yes. But maybe the trauma of having a miscarriage also. So we can't put too much. You know, they had a trauma of, having a miscarriage. So we don't know if they're going to have a baby soon. That's a lot of pressure, considering the trauma they've been through. Finally, did you see the preview of Big Brother VIP Australia? Oh, no, I completely forgot. Yeah, I'm telling you, like in the past 2 weeks, literally, I was like MIA. I literally did nothing in the past 2 weeks, but it's I have to remember mentally that I have to watch Big Brother VIP. I forgot to put it on my list. Sorry. If I end up in the showmance, you all will remember this moment and expose me on Twitter. Yo, 1000%. The thing, Josh, we don't know is that you on the picture? Because literally we don't know. And not to, do you know how many Josh Cohens I know in my life? A lot. I know a lot of Josh Cohen. So how would we know that it was you? So maybe your identity will be secret because it could be like any Josh Cohen. Cédric says il était vraiment bon à l'émission, mais ouais, c'était planifié. If they're that good at acting, I am mad. That means they're good. They could act on Love Island. I mean, Gracia peut faire du acting sur Love Island. So ils ont improvisé à l'émission. You see, so that's good. That's how good they are. So I'm rooting for Gracia. I feel like she's gonna give us a good show. Josh says screenshots have already been made. Lol. So yes, Josh, we're holding you to the fire. Is that the expression, holding you up to the fire? Is that what we say? That's me, but not a very good photo. Oh, okay, but we can't, like, even me, because I'm like, you know, my eyes, I try not. But yeah, screenshots for Josh now. Yeah, don't worry. This live stream, the live is replayed after the live stream. You know a lot of Josh Cohens. I don't know any person with that last name. Yo, Josh Cohen is literally typical Beckham. Josh, I'm assuming you're Jewish. I feel like you said that you were Latino, half Latino. Josh Cohen is like literally like typical Jewish name. Alec. See, Josh, you said that? Oh no. Well, here in Quebec, where we live, there's a lot of Josh Cohens. Like a lot. Well, in order to make that mistake, I have to have the glory of getting on the show. Don't worry, do your audition. Dan Giesling did a whole series on how to apply on Big Brother and how to be selected. So take notes from his videos and you'll be taken on the show. Sasu said, Josh, just say that you're against showmances on the show and we'll know it's you. Yeah, exactly. Or let's invent like a secret passcode, and with that secret passcode, we'll know that it's you, Josh. Just like, I don't know, lollipops on the live feeds, you say lollipop with biscuits, and we'll know that you're the Josh that we thought about. Your memory is literally A1. Yeah, that you're Latino, but are you Jewish? Because you know, Josh is like Cohen is like typical Jewish last name. So yeah. So then if we continue the episode, we say that so basically X is discussing Vito with Alyssa, and he doesn't want to tell her that she is basically the target and not him. X is really pissed that he's on the block with her, and he really wants to ruin Tiffany's game at this point. He is seeing red, but I would want him to do this for the drama, but for his own game, he shouldn't do that because he could literally go home if he forces Tiffany's hand. But we know, spoiler alert, that it hasn't happened. Honestly, I kept thinking, Tiffany, why did you have to win that one? Because if Alyssa wins the power veto, you're screwed. And I literally knew that there was a possibility because Alyssa is a good competitor. She has been close to winning a lot of competition. Like, why would you do that, Tiff? You are sitting pretty with the cookout. You could take your shot later on in the cookout. But yeah, she's discussing with Claire and Hannah, and they have no choice but to win the veto. But Claire and Hannah are not exactly the competition beasts right here, so their chances of winning veto are slim to very, very, very slim pickings. So yeah, so Alyssa asked Derek if he would use the veto if he would use the veto on her if she picked him as house guest choice for the veto. What is Derek supposed to say? No, I won't use it on you. And especially considering that Alyssa has used the veto on him in the past, he can't exactly go on and say no. Luckily, she won the veto, so he didn't have to be put in an awkward position. But yeah, I'm surprised that Alyssa doesn't understand what's going on. I feel like she probably understands what's going on. Like, you cannot not see the cookout. Like, you have to. It's not a coincidence that none of the black people have been evicted at least once. Anyways. So yeah, so Xavier and Derek talk, and Derek is like, bro, like, X, you look livid. Fix your face. I love when he said that. So Xavier was so bummed. I totally get Xavier's feeling. Like, he's on the block for the third time when he's supposed to be safe, sitting pretty with the cacao. So basically he's venting, and I'm surprised that he let Derek know about his plan of forcing Tiffany's hand in putting Claire on the block. But basically Tiffany got her karma, right? She had to put Claire on the block anyways. Xavier says he's willing to do it because her game would implode either way. If instead of putting Claire on the block, she puts a cacao member, the cacao is going to be mad at her and they're not voting for her in the end. And if she puts Claire could be a bitter juror and it could ruin her game. But as we can see right now, Claire is not bitter. Claire understands the mission. She understands the assignment. And that's why we freaking love Claire. But yeah, so that was Xavier's plan. And I'm surprised that he told Derek about it. If she puts a cacao, she is screwed. Yeah, that's what I said. But yeah, Derek said he is on board with X's plan because he loves a messy game, and I'm kind of here for it too. I was here for it, but at the same time I was like, no, X, don't do this to your game. The entertainment part of me is telling me that I do want to see that. This is something I want to see. But the part of me who loves Xavier says, no, don't do that to your game. It's not worth it. If you win the veto, save yourself, and that's it. Don't do that. So then we get the segment where Azza is singing. Guys, if you have watched Big Brother Canada 9, you know that this song segment, although I love this song segment, at some point, like, I was very amused when Derek said the BB music songs. That was really funny. But let's keep it a buck. Big Brother Canada 9, the rap, BB23 singing, the rap, right there, you know, BB Canada 9, the rap. Let me take a few comments, you know. Josh, I know you would tell it's me on the show based on your memory, Elmao. Well, if you tell me you're Latino, then I'll know that you're the Josh that's been on the live stream. I'm not Jewish at all. Then how come your last name is Cohen? Can you explain that? Because everyone that I know who has Cohen as a last name is Jewish. Or are you like maybe ethnically Jewish but not religiously Jewish? Alex says, or maybe it's not your real name. that would be funny. Or just talk about the dishwashers. Yeah, I don't know if he was in the loop with the dishwashers because that was some BBQC recap stuff, right? When we were reviewing Big Brother Quebec. So maybe he's not in the loop with the dishwashers. I don't remember if we included him. Sidjik says, BB, you're 29. You're 20? You're 20? Yes, I'm 20. Yes, my name is Bibiana Rico. Is that your name? Yes, BB. That's BB for Bibiana. I actually like Alyssa Azza and her dressing. Me too! That was so funny. I love that Azza secretly hates Alyssa because of her jealousy towards Xavier. And I love that she's not hiding it. That's what's the funniest part. I love how, like, it's an open secret that she has a crush on Xavier. And it's going to be so funny when Alyssa watches Big Brother and realizes that Azza really doesn't like her because of her jealousy. Because I do think that Xavier has a crush on Alyssa to a certain extent. Had Christian not been here, I think Xavier would have gone for Alyssa for sure. I think that's what would have happened. You're 20? Do you guys know that TikTok? You're 20? That was funny. But anyways, so then, yeah, we had the whole singing segment. You see, guys, the episode was really short. Then we get the veto pick. Tiffany picks House Gets Joy. She picks Hannah. Technically, if Tiffany didn't want to be in that predicament, she could have picked Claire. But yeah, it would have outed her to the whole cookout. And I know that she was like, you know, she knew that if Alyssa won, she had no choice to pick Claire. So she couldn't pick Claire. But honestly, picking Claire for veto was probably the decision she had to make if she didn't want to be in that predicament. Xavier picks Derek F. Alyssa picks Azza. Basically, the whole cookout is left, so it is what it is, right? So yeah. So then we get a segment with the Zing bot. This year was meh. I think the best Zing, which one was it? I was like, knock knock. The Hannah one was pretty funny. So when Zingbot said, knock knock, who's there? Hannah who? And then Zimbot was like, exactly. And I was like, this one was funny. Alyssa, the one for Alyssa was, oh, Alyssa, funny you come from the state of sunshine and you're so dim. I thought dim was like boring. I didn't think dim was dumb, but okay. Dim means boring, apparently. So yeah, and Xavier and Dim Zingbot is like, Xavier, I'm gonna reveal your secret. We all know you have a secret crush on yourself. That one I was like, meh. The Alyssa one was meh. Zingbot says, been zinging for decades, but you know what gets old? Tiffany. I don't know if he said that because Tiffany was old or if he's annoyed by Tiffany. So it could be a double entendre. So I was like, this one was medium okay. Spotting Bigfoot. The Claire and the Bigfoot was hard to understand because we don't see Claire being Bigfoot in the Big Brother segments, the Big Brother TV show. So it was like an inside joke that we weren't privy to. So we did not, like, we couldn't laugh with them. But they all agreed that Claire was a Bigfoot. Hannah, I've been over it. I think Hannah was good. Like the knock knock, who's here? Exactly. Who? Hannah. Exactly. Big D was like, make quite a mark. Too bad it's in the toilet. I mean, sure, funny. Like, not that funny because we're not privy to those jokes. We're not insiders to them. Then, oh, the Asa one. Ooh, the Asa one was savage. Zingbot was like, oh, like, I can't predict, but there's one thing I can predict, that like Xavier is never going on a date with Asa. I was like, ow, why'd you gotta expose my girl in front of everyone like that? And now it's like even Xavier is aware that Alyssa has a huge crush on him, and that we're aware that Alyssa has a huge crush on him. Anyways, Kylan, it's like, oh yeah, Kylan is listening to him talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Stuck up. And basically that's what Zingbot said. So the things were meh. I thought Azza and Anna were the best zings of the stuff. I didn't understand the veto competition because the veto competition was about something influencer. You have to be the best influencer, but the competition had nothing to do with being an influencer. So I don't know where they were going with that. And also, why Instagram? TikTok is the new social media. Like, Instagram is, only old people go on Instagram now, right? TikTok is where it's at. So you could tell that the producers of Big Brother are old. Just kidding. People still use Instagram, but TikTok is where it's at, because I'm so cool. I'm so part of the cool crowd, the cool kids who are on TikTok, So yeah. So now it was the stacking competition. Honestly, I'm so fed up with that competition because I lose so much patience. I cannot watch that competition because it gets on my nerve. My patience, it makes me wanna, because I can't stand it. It requires too much patience to look at this competition. I had a feeling Alyssa would win, and Alyssa actually won. So then, Tiffany, you look dumb. Xavier is literally so happy because that's the scenario he wanted. So yeah, and then Azza, Derek F, and Xavier, they talk, and they're like, yo, Tiffany better not pull a fast one on us. Tiffany better not pull a fast one on us. And I was surprised. I wonder during the live feed if there was any back and forth, because Tiffany was pretty decided that Claire had to be the replacement nominee. And I wonder if she second guessed that decision. If she went back and forth and said, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do this? Or should I not do this? So, So, yeah. So I'm surprised that Tiffany's decision was cookie cutter, clear as day. So, yeah. So Hannah and Tiff, they discuss and they try to see how can we break it down to Claire that I have a deal with the other people without exposing the cookout. Initially, they wanted to say that they had a deal, but Xavier was not down for that because Xavier was like, you're basically outing the alliance anyways. So Tiff had no choice to say, look, I did not want to be the first person who puts two black people one against the other. And that's that on that, So, that. But then again, I was like, why not expose the cookout? At this point, when you get to jury, people are going to know about the cookout. Like, you know what I mean? But then I understood Xavier was saying that if Alyssa knows about the cookout, he is probably going to be the main target after that for Alyssa. But then again, if the cookout is exposed, maybe Xavier could do something to be like, yo, Alyssa, I'm going to protect you either way, I don't know. I get it, but at the same time, like, at this point, can we just expose the cookout because everyone knows what's going on. I wonder if they're gonna tell people once they get into the Big Brother house. I wonder if they're gonna tell people that there was a cookout alliance because eventually they'll have to know, right? When they get outside of the house, they're gonna know that there was a cookout. Derek X is too smart. He knows about the cookout. He knows about the cookout. So yeah, so then in the end, broke my heart because I freaking love Claire. So that broke my heart when Tiffany told Claire that you have to be the replacement nominee. And Claire is like, I understand, bro. Ugh! That freaking broke my heart. That freaking broke my heart because Claire understands. Claire is such good people. I literally almost cried, to be honest. I almost cried. Yeah. Oh, that really like that was sad for me. Let me see. Where was the comment? Okay. It's a confusing story. Okay. So Josh said it's a confusing story. My grandpa was adopted. My grandpa was adopted by a Jewish family. Okay. Then he met my grandma, and ever since we've been Christian Catholic. Oh, interesting. But is your grandpa even adopted by a Jewish family? Is he of Latino descent, even if he's adopted? Very interesting. So you're not Jewish. That happens. That happens. Fun fact, I don't want to expose myself, but I also have a Jewish last name for some reason. I don't know why. Make it make sense, but I have a Jewish last name as well. So that's funny because I'm not Jewish at all. All guys want Alyssa, but I'm just chilling. I don't want her. I mean, maybe because I think it's because she's literally Xavier and Christian's type. They go for a type like her. I think if I were a man, my type would be more someone like Hannah, like kind of the Hannah and Derek vibe. This is what my vibe is more. So I find Alyssa pretty, but she's not someone I would go for. Me, I would go more for like Derek and Hannah. Like those are the people that like I'm really attracted to in the house. I mean Derek. I'm gonna say it's Derek. I'm really attracted to Derek, but by association because there's something with Hannah by association. But I think to me, Derek X is the most attractive guy in the house. Let's see. Josh says, if every guy wants her, I don't. Why is that? I think it's just she's beautiful. She's beautiful at first glance, but is she like, yeah, I don't know. For me, it's more of a Derek X that I would go for. And by extension, Hannah, because Hannah is really smart. She literally has a master's at like 21. How does that happen? Christmas in BB19, Zach in BB16, and Danielle in BB14 are the best things. The only thing I remember is Zach's Zingbot when he was like, oh, who walks in the house with pink and loves men or something like that. And then it was Zach. We thought it would be Frankie, but then it turned out to be Zach. So that was kind of funny. So yeah. So yeah. Ines is asking me, what did you study at university? What did I study at university? Damn. I don't know if I should expose myself because my school was not big. So I don't know if I should like expose myself. But okay, I'll tell you, I'm either a doctor, I was either an engineer, I was either a doctor, engineer, I was either in business school, or I was a lawyer. So one of these 4 fields is where I studied. But I don't know if I should expose myself. So yeah, because my school was not big. So that's why I'm like, and online privacy. I mean, I don't think it matters, but it's just like, you always got to be careful online what you say. The world is a very small place. I don't have TikTok. I'm too old for that. No. Look, if you do TikTok, the thing is with TikTok, when you first use it, you're not going to see content you like. You're going to see sporadic content that is very varied. And the more you scroll, the more TikTok will learn about your habits and what you like. And when TikTok starts knowing who you are, they will put you in a specific demographic. For some reason, I'm on gay TikTok. I don't know why. I'm a heterosexual person, but I'm on gay TikTok. I'm also a lot on black TikTok. Like, one TikTok out of two is literally a black person talking. So TikTok knows that I'm black. TikTok thinks I'm Jamaican. TikTok thinks I'm East African because I see a lot of East African content. So Jamaican, East African. I think that's what the TikTok thinks that I am, but I'm not. What else does TikTok think that I am? Yeah, I think those are the major. I see constantly TikToks on Jamaicans and East Africans. So now I know so much about East African culture. And also hijabis. I get a lot of hijabis on my TikToks, but they are literally the funniest girl for some reason. Like, all of them. Yes, I'm generalizing, but it is what it is. Well, you may have TikTok, but you had MySpace. Yeah, I did. I sure did have MySpace because I'm timeless, you know? We're just going with what's popular at the time, you know? I'm proud. I'm a proud 90s kid. I'm a real 90s kid. Unlike those people born in the late 90s, aka you, Alec. I represent the 90s for real because I was actually a kid in the 90s and I actually started school in the 90s. So yes, I started elementary school in the 90s. And when I was in elementary school, it did turn into the 2000s. So yeah, so I'm literally a kid of the 90s. And I was a teen in the 2000s. And I was an adult in the 2010s. And that's that. And it works out because I was born in the early 2000s, you know? Not me bragging about silly stuff, silly things. Stacking competition makes you wanna what? Oh yeah. Oh, that competition is so frustrating. So frustrating. I cannot watch that competition because the whole time they would stack stuff. You know, I have to try that competition. The whole time they were trying to stack stuff. Let me try with my glasses. Let's see. I'm gonna try to pick up with one hand my glasses and put my forget it. Josh says, no, the Latino comes from my mom's side. The grandpa was adopted, was my dad's dad. We have English, European, and Irish on my dad's side. Interesting. So you're like multiracial. Interesting. Alex said, I think Alyssa is gorgeous. Like, really, she is absolutely gorgeous. I was literally, every time she goes in the DR, I look at her features and she literally has perfect features. Like, her nose is very straight, perfect mouth, perfect skin tone, perfect everything. So yeah, so Alyssa is literally, and she's like, you could tell she's a natural beauty. She has makeup on, but you could tell she's a natural beauty. She's all right in my opinion. She has a perfectly symmetrical face. Or maybe because you're young. I know that young people don't tend to find older people attractive sometimes. So I feel like we've discussed that. I feel like we've talked about it in the past. If I was on the season, I don't think I would have been distracted. I feel like once you get to know someone personally, the whole beauty thing, you become so accustomed to their beauty that it doesn't faze you anymore. Like, I remember when like some people in my entourage, I used to find so attractive way back when. And now when they become your friends, you're like, ugh, I can't believe I used to find you attractive before. Like, what is happening? BB naming all the faculties that you need. Yo, I'm not an art student. I'm not a science student. I'm not a science student. I could say that. Not arts, not science, not teaching. There's a lot. Not in dentistry. Not in, not me naming all the faculties. Not you catching me. But not. I can't even speak. Not you exposing me. I miss Brent and his high self-esteem persona. How he thought he got all the girls in the house. Yo, this guy was delusional. He was cute, but like to think that you were like hot shit and that all the girls would go for you. Are you dumb? Like, are you how? Where do you get this cockiness from? I don't understand. Josh, who is closest to your type though in the house? John, yeah, John. So Josh, Sasu is asking you, who do you find is the most attractive girl in the house? I'm not attracted towards Tada nor Alyssa. I was attracted to Devon, Shelly, Poole, Danny Briones. Interesting. Those are all different girls. They're all very different. maybe you're attracted to strong women, because all I see, like all those were very strong and smart women, like Danny, Davon, Shelly. They were all like, power women, I find. Josh said I was born in the early garbage 2000. No, it was not early garbage. But you know what? Yeah. I'm always shocked when people are born in the 2000s. Like even now, like a shocker to me, because people stopped being born after like in 1999. That's when people stopped being born in my mind. It doesn't register that there are grown adults right now who are 21 years old who were born in the 2000. It just doesn't make sense to me. My brain cannot comprehend that. You're a successful woman. LOL. We try. It's not, to me, you know what? I wouldn't say I'm a successful woman. The way I would describe myself is someone who literally did the steps that society requires to be comfortable in life. So, there are work fields in life that are guaranteed. You know what I mean? Like, you will be guaranteed to be comfortable in life if you go with that. Some people choose to go with careers that will make them happy. Not that my career doesn't make me happy, but to say that, let's say if I were, I don't know, a theater major, I feel when you go into theater, you do it because you want to be happy. But let's be honest, it's a field that's very hard to strive in. You know what I mean? Arts as well, and my field is very structured in the sense that, from like the statistics are very clear between that level of experience and that level of, like, within the first 2 years you make X amount of income, within the 2 to 4 year mark you make X amount of income, within the 4 to 5 year mark you make X amount of income. So my career is very it's very structured. So, and it's just because I chose I chose to study in that, but it doesn't make me like a successful person, if that makes any sense. It just makes me someone who picked something that would set me in life, but literally anyone could have made that choice, right? And it's about knowing. And I feel like a lot of POCs and people who are marginalized don't understand that when you just go into the right domain in school, you're set for life after that, in terms of, being comfortable in life. So yeah, so my advice would be to those 4 domains that I have listed. If you want an easy trajectory, I would recommend anyone to choose those domains, because it's literally your setup. It's like the path is clear. There's a blueprint, and you follow that blueprint and you're set. It's like software engineering. If you go to software engineering, do it in school, you're guaranteed to have a good job out of school, because there's literally not enough software engineers right now. So those are the kind of things. And the thing with being a software engineer, I'm not a software engineer, so that's the one you can cross out. But the thing with software engineer is that even as an analyst, you make a lot of money. So let's say in other fields, if you're an analyst, you'll make like an average salary, still above the Canadian averages. But software engineer, the advantage of being an analyst and having a high salary is that the higher up you go in the hierarchy, the more stressful it is, the more work you would have to do, because you have to like manage a team and whatever. And if you're capable of not managing a team and having a high salary, you've won the jackpot, because usually to make a high salary, you need to manage people or have really high stakes in a company. For example, doctors. To be a doctor, you have a lot at stake. Whereas if you're just an analyst, software engineer, and you make a lot of money and you're not the person responsible for decision making, it's the best alternative to me. Like if I were to give advice to people who want to start a career, sorry, yeah. So people who want to start a career today, I would definitely recommend a career where you make a high salary when you're very low in the hierarchy. That's the best option you have. Whereas some other careers, you have to be higher in the hierarchy to make money. Proud 97. I mean, 97. Like, okay, like, are you really like a 90s kids if you were born in 97? Like, you were what? In 1999, you were 2 years old. Like, what have you experienced from the 90s if you were 2 years old in 97? Like Like, like I'm a real 90s kid, like unambiguously 90s. Just saying. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm part of the cool people from the 90s. It's honestly from like, I'd say from like 90 to 93, you're cool. And then after it goes back to the 2000s, so like 2000 to 2003, you're cool. But then like 97, that's a little cold for me. History students here. It's not too late. A lot of people in my domain went back to school. I know this guy, he worked at restaurants and everything, and he went to school. He saw an advertisement in the metro, and he decided to do the same studies as me, and now he's super successful. So it's never too late to change. But my friend actually is doing her PhD in history. Super interesting. She's doing a PhD on stuff related to Haiti, and I think the Montreal community versus Haiti or something. I don't remember exactly what her thesis was, but super interesting, right? So it's really about, you choose a career if you like something. My friend is passionate, so like kudos to her. But if you realize that you're not that passionate and you just did that domain just to pick something and you weren't particularly interested in history, I would say do something that's guaranteed to give you money. Brent was miscasted. Production thought he was going to be the new Jesse. Who's Jesse? Oh, Mr. Spectacular. Mr. Spectacular. Yo, the way I thought Brent would last long in the game, I didn't expect him to leave that soon. Is Shelly the one with the showmans with Clay? Yeah, BB17 Shelly. Oh gosh, not Jesse. Yup, Sasu, yup. My boy Clay. Nah, I didn't like them. I was team Davon. Devon, James, Jason, and what's her name, Meg. So I was part of their team. So I was not happy with Clay and Shelly. I was not rooting for them. Oh my god, I forgot about Shelly and Clay. Yeah, no, I was not. I was definitely not rooting for them. I was not happy about them. What are your thoughts on Brett and Winston? You know what? Winston, we didn't really get to know him because he got evicted so early. But honestly, Brett was kind of cool. Brett was nice. I like Brett. Brett was nice. I liked Brett. He was not part of the Faute, and I was rooting for Faute, but I still kind of like Brett. He was funny. And he was like non-problematic. Oh my daughter's birthday! Not gonna lie, I kind of like Brett. Yes! He was pretty funny. Bro, I literally did not read what you're... Yo, Sasu, why is it that every time I say something, I read the comment right after, and it's always... You always say the same thing I just said, but you said it before me because you typed the comment before me. So I feel like we see eye to eye. Yeah, Brett was funny. Like Brett. Amao, Rockstar. I cannot. Brett, then don't. Brett was funny. He was funny. He was just part of the wrong alliance, but I liked him. Were you too young to understand the Scream movies phenomenon in the late 90s? I would have loved to live it. Yup, I watched the Scream. There was Scream and there was Scary Movie. I watched them all when they were coming out because I was a kid. And Saw was very popular. There was American Pie. I was very young when American Pie came out, but I would always watch them. And back in the days, back in the days, the bootleg of the internet, guys, everything, we could find anything on the internet for free. It was like having stuff for free on the internet was normalized. So there was this thing called Kaza. Kaza was like the old LimeWire. I don't know if you guys know LimeWire, Kaza. So Napster was the first one where you could download music. And then Napster became illegal, so Napster was shut down, but then you had other companies like Kaza, LimeWire that came, and yeah, Kaza, like all my music videos, man, I should not admit that, but they all came from Kaza. But yeah, I lived through all of that. What was it? There's American Pie, Scary Movie, Scream, Saw. What other movies of the early 2000s were there? I'm trying to think. I can't remember. What was I watching when I was a kid? Destiny's Child. My first album that I choose. Okay, so back in the days, if you wanted music albums, you would get this pamphlet from Archambault, and you would have to cut. It was like stickers. You would have to cut the stickers, put it on a thing, and I don't know if you would have to ship it. Anyways. So my first album that I bought with my own money was literally Destiny's Child, Survivor. Now that you're out of my love, and now it's so popular on TikTok. Dun, 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 Lucy Liu. Now it's like a trend on TikTok right now, but that was like the first album that I bought. I had other albums before that. I had like TLC. I had Space Jam, the album, the movie Space Jam. And I had like I knew all the song about how everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going. This was Space Jam. Like guys, like this is a true product of the 90s right here. Like I was a kid in the 90s, like for real, you know? Not like Alec who's born in 97, you know, like 97, like what kind of a joke of a 90s kids is that, you know? I'm kidding. I'm just like I'm just kidding. Like it means nothing. It means nothing what I'm saying. You know, you are born like I missed out on the 80s. Because I'm so close to being born in the 80s and I have so many friends who were born in 89 and sometimes I'm just like, "Oh, I wish I were born in 89 just to be like part of that cool kids club." Because when I was growing up, all my older like cousins, siblings, they were all born in the 80s. So like I wanted to be part of that club, but whatever, you know, now I'm part of the old people who was born in the early 90s, but whatever. But yeah, so that's that. Yeah, because yeah, anyways, not me ranting about how cool I am because I was born in the 90s. But I find it funny because it's coming back now. Like if you look at TikTok, everything 90s is coming back now, and it feels when I see people on TikTok dressing like the early 2000s, it feels like people are wearing costumes because this is literally how we would dress when we were kids. So to me, it feels gimmicky because I feel like people are wearing costumes. You know how like let's say the trends of the 80s came back. I never lived in the 80s, so it was not a gimmick for me, you know? But now when I see people dressed as in the early 2000s, I'm like, guys, I can show you photos of like when I was a kid. That's how we used to dress when I was in high school, you know? Anyways, nah, my boy wasn't Clay. Actually, it was Johnny. Yes, we love Johnny. I like Johnny Mac. First season of James, also, I like James. But yeah, Johnny Mac, I think I picked him as house guest favorite. And Davon, obviously. Johnny Mac is my fave from BB17. Yep, I was rooting for Johnny. Ugh! And he was a dentist, right? You guys realize that dentists make banks, huh? I think dentists make something like 300 to $500,000 a year. So Johnny Mac looks like like a but no, Johnny Mac is like this prize of $500,000. Johnny Mac makes that in a year. He did not need that $500,000. What I said earlier about Alyssa was messed up, lol. All people are beautiful. You don't need to backtrack. We're family here. We're family here. If you don't like her, you don't like her. That's it. Okay, we're in between family here. It doesn't matter. Agnes said it's really interesting to hear you talk about job perspectives. Sorry, I always ask. I love it. I love going on tangents. But the thing is, when you get to my age, to 30 years old, that's when you realize that like when you go the easy route in school, not the easy route, but when you go the typical routes in school, like doctor, lawyer, business school, engineering, da da da, when you're 30 and you have no kids, it's literally the sweet spot because you're making decent money, but you don't have to spend it on kids. And especially if you live at your parents' house, it's just the sweet spot. You know what I mean? Like you're really well set up. But I'm all for like also you want to be happy as well because you're gonna be working for the rest of your life. But if you can handle it, I'd say go with your brain, don't go with your heart, you know? But then again, someone like, I don't know, Doja Cat went with the music and look at her now. She's a millionaire. But that doesn't happen to a lot of people. It's your odds of making decent money with a good with a good career and a good like field of study is higher than being lucky and having a music career. You know what I mean? So it all depends. And you have some people who are in domains like history or whatever other domains that have gotten lucky and have been able to make a lot of money, but the path to making money is not as straight, if that makes any sense. Alex says, was that the green downloading program yes, Kaza was the green one. Well, Kaza and LimeWire was like a lemon, but Kaza also was a green logo, but it was square. Kaza was, yeah. We're family here. Wise words. from Dom Toretto. I don't know who that person is. Who's Dom? Dom, is it Danny Briones' husband? Oh no, his last name is Briones. I'm so stupid. But yeah. Anyways, guys, it was really my pleasure being here with you guys today. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to put the like. Don't forget to comment, if you're watching this in deferral. But yeah, it was my pleasure. I'm so happy I did a stream today. I missed this. I was so mad at myself because even when I missed Big Brother in the past 2 weeks, I couldn't watch it. It's to the point basically what happens is that I couldn't watch Big Brother. So if I couldn't watch Big Brother, I couldn't do a review of Big Brother. And I was literally debating. I was like, should I watch Big Brother at the same time and do something else? But I couldn't. I was like, if I watch Big Brother, I have to be focused and pay attention, close attention. Man, this is the best part of my week. Not gonna lie. It's the best part of my week too. No, I promise you, like, I'm having so much fun. I love that we talk about other things. Guys, like, I like live streaming. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like making videos and live streaming. I don't know how to explain, but sometimes I'd be alone and I'm like, yo, I should really do a live stream on that. The reason why I don't do it is because I get busy with other stuff, or I get busy, but I'm always like, yo, I literally want to review Gossip Girl. I want to do so many things, but the person, the side of me who's like lying in bed and it's like, okay, you gotta wake up and you gotta do something. That's the only barrier. But honestly, like, sometimes I tell myself, oh man, I should just live stream the whole day Saturday. And then I get there and I'm like, oh, I've had a long week. My bed it's very hard to get out of bed, But yeah, anyways, but I'm very happy to hear this, Josh. And if you want, you could still watch our videos in French, because we're still going to post content in French and you could learn. But yeah, it's a flipping win-win. It's a win-win for me. It's a win-win for me. But yeah, was very happy to talk to you guys today. Virtual hugs, everyone. I know, right? We're a community. I love how we know each other, but we don't know each other. I always think about that. I always think about the fact that I know you guys, but I don't know you guys. It's like when I knew that Alec's name was not Alec, but in my mind you're an Alec, and then it's like, but it's true. It's not, like, Alec is not your name. Even Sasu is not your name. Like, except for Josh and Cedric, none of us are using our real names. So that's kind of funny that we know each other, but we don't know each other. That's what's funny to me, but I know. Maybe I can learn French through that. Yep. But I think it's going to be hard to understand because we're from Quebec, so we have a thick Quebec accent. And also because, like, you know how when you speak for real, you don't speak the way you speak in school, and when you learn a language, so it might be hard to follow, and also there would not be any subtitles, so that could be hard to, Sasu is mind blown. So let me take it. Good night, everyone, and see you soon. Yes, see you soon. Bye. Happy 4th of July to you all. Yeah, happy 4th of July. Happy belated 4th of July to you, my American Josh. And in Canada, it's actually July 1st. Canada Day is on July 1st. So happy 4th of July. Happy July 1st, whichever. Happy Labor Day. That's the holiday that was just, love you all. Love you back, y'all. Love you back, y'all. That's not Alec's real name? Lord, not me exposing Alec. I'm not gonna understand either because I don't watch the show. Bro, you need to start. No, haha, Sasu. Exactly. Sasu. It's not our real names. Anyways, bye, guys. So happy to be here. See you next time.